Welcome to another VeChain update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And yeah, VeChain is still going sideways, it's still not doing anything, and this is actually okay, and I'm going to explain why. Like I said, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships first. So we just had a cross on the bull market support band, and I think this means that we will get another low, which is not the most bullish thing because in this fourth wave move to the downside right here, I mean, Chainlink already barely got, well, it did not really touch the 0.786 support level, but it almost got to it, and this is actually not that bullish because, you know, we are not really meant to drop below the 0.618, which was right here. So VeChain dropped quite a lot, and I mean, yeah, it's not looking too great. However, that does not mean that it's not bullish in the long term. I still think that it will do just fine by the end of May. I think the end of May will actually be very good. Now, I still believe that we will start the altcoin season at the end of March, and like I said, it will go on until the end of May, and then we will have a correction during the summer, and some other altcoins will have another cycle high by the end of the year. I don't know if VeChain will do this or not. You have to keep in mind, in the previous cycle, VeChain topped in April in the first wave, moved to the upside right here. So I cannot really guarantee that we will get another top on the VeChain chart after this. And I hope I did not say Chainlink again because I keep confusing them. I mean, VeChain, Chainlink, you know, it's really hard to, you know, keep track of them. But, you know, anyways. So if we actually get to these numbers over here, which I think is very, very possible, then VeChain could actually get a top right here. And that could be it. Maybe we will not get a 4 and a 5. Now, of course, maybe we will. But you have to keep in mind, you always have to take profits. And if you bought down here, and again, this is not financial advice, but if you bought down here, then maybe taking some profits at like 20 cents at the 200% extension of the 1-2 setup right here is not the most, you know, is not the worst idea in the world. And maybe you should actually take profits if you are up like 10x. Now, of course, you could get greedy and wait for another pump by the end of the year, but maybe that pump will never happen. Maybe you're just going to, you know, ride the wave to the downside and you're going to lose money. Again, that's not financial advice. That's only my opinion. Now, speaking of the third wave up here, when is it going to start? Well, you have to keep in mind that we still do not have 5 waves up, which means that I can still not confirm that the second wave right here is actually EM because, you know, we don't have 5 waves up. So we still need another high right here, and we still need a bounce, and that high needs to actually put us above 8 cents again, and I think it will most likely hit about 9 cents or so, and then we can actually get a second wave of this third wave move to the upside, and then we could start the altcoin season. So this could take some time, and of course, I mean, I know people are not really patient right now because VeChain and pretty much all of the altcoin market is down right now, and yeah, everything is down, but trust me, it's actually very bullish that it's down because we kind of have to get these moves if we actually want to get a bounce. I mean the altcoin season always starts after we get these moves, so these moves are actually necessary, and I know it hurts, especially if you bought up here, but if you bought down here, you should still be fine. Now, if you bought down here, I mean, you have nothing to worry about right now, but I highly doubt that someone actually bought at like 1 cent, but if you did, congratulations. But most people probably got into it, let's say over here or maybe over here, and then it went down and they gave up on it. They bought up here, they sold down here, then it went up again, they bought up here thinking that it would go to like $20 or so, and then it went down again and they sold again, and you know, they lost again. And I mean, if you did that, you have no one to, you know, blame other than yourself because, I mean, these updates are here for a reason. I give you the support zone for a reason. Of course, I don't know where the price will go. I just know what it could do in the long term. And so far, I mean, everything I have said, at least most of the things that I have said, have turned out to be true. So I don't think, you know, I will be wrong anytime soon because this is just data and everybody understands data, I think, I hope. And I mean, the data shows us that at some point we will get a big wave to the upside, which will be a third wave. So, I mean, this third wave will most likely end by the end of May, like I said. Now, I want to explain why that is, because I don't think many people understand that. And for that, I want to look at the Bitcoin chart. I don't know if I talked about this already in my VeChain videos, but if I have not, then here you go. So, in every single cycle so far, even the 2013 cycle, Bitcoin has always hit a double top. So, what do I mean by that? Well, the first high right here, for example, we actually had a very huge move to the upside. Now, of course, I'm not going to count the Elliott wave on this. I'm just going to count this as a first wave move and this as a second wave move. I don't know if you know what I mean. Anyways, so here we had a huge move to the upside, and this move ended in April of the post-halving year. Now let's check out the previous first moves. So for example here, when did this move right here end? It ended in May of the post-halving year. And let's check out the next cycle. When did this move right here end? It ended in April of the post-halving year. Do you see a pattern? Every single cycle so far, we had a drop after April or after May of the post-halving year, but before that, we had a huge bounce to the upside after we, were at these lows right here. Now, what happened after that? Well, like I said, we went down during the summer, and then after that, we hit a new cycle high every single cycle. So this means that Bitcoin will most likely top by, let's say, November or December of 2025, at least based on what happened in the previous 3 cycles. Now, maybe this will not happen, but I highly doubt that. And if this happens again, and like I said, it happened 3 cycles in a row, if this happens again, the altcoin season will most likely start actually by the end of March or by the end of this month. And why am I saying that? Well, because I've talked about this already many times, but if you have not watched my previous videos, this is the perfect time now. So the Bitcoin dominance chart actually started dropping. For example, in 2017, it started dropping at the end of February, and this was the beginning of the altcoin season. And in the previous cycle, it actually started dropping at the end of March. So I don't know which cycle we will copy. I just know that at some point we will have a drop on the Bitcoin dominance chart, because we always do. It cannot go up forever. So of course, could it get to like 66% in the next couple of weeks? Sure, maybe, of course. But even if we get to like 66%, of course, the altcoins will most likely be, almost dead. But that's not really a bad thing, because if we get to like 66%, the drop will be even bigger. Like I said, a chart cannot really go up forever. It has to cool off at some point. And this will happen this year no matter what, in my opinion. It happened over here and it happened over here. So it's only a matter of time until we actually get that move to the downside. However, what we need for that move to the downside right now, we need Bitcoin to actually wake up and get a huge move to the upside, because in the previous 3 cycles, in order for the altcoins to actually get an altcoin season, Bitcoin needed to go up first. Then the altcoins started outperforming Bitcoin, and that's how the altcoin season started. Right now, if Bitcoin is going sideways, the altcoin season cannot really happen, because it's just going sideways, and altcoins cannot really go up on their own. They need to outperform Bitcoin while it's going up. Now, speaking of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is currently about to touch the trend line right here again, and if we get below this low, well, actually below, the trend line right here, we could get another low, which could put us at the bull market support band. I talked about this scenario in my Cardano videos. I don't know if you watched them or not, but basically, we could drop to about $89,000 to test the bull market support band. And if we drop below the bull market support band, things are not going to be good, because we will most likely not have a May top. I don't think we will have a May top. However, I don't think this will happen, but you have to keep in mind, if we do not manage to stay above $89,000, we could get a much bigger drop on the Bitcoin chart, which could even put us at like $82,000. Is that going to happen? At least, based on what happened in the previous couple of cycles, I don't think so, but anything can happen, and you have to be aware of that. And if that happens, then I think Chainlink, well, actually not Chainlink, VeChain will get another low in the second wave right here before we actually continue, because like I said, we do not have 5 waves up. There are some altcoins that have 5 waves up. For example, Cardano has 5 waves up, and right now it's holding support levels, but VeChain does not, which means that it cannot really, go up too much, because after we get a 5th wave, we still have to get an ABC structure to the downside to get a second wave move down. And of course, that move could happen in like, let's say, a week or so. It does not have to take like months, of course, but we will most likely get a drop after this, and people will get scared, and then we'll get an altcoin season. So I'm expecting VeChain and the altcoin market to do just fine, but not right now. Now, if we are doing what we did in 2017, then VeChain and the other altcoins should start bouncing by the end of this month. If we do not start the bounce by, let's say, February 27th or so, then we will most likely just continue going sideways or even down until the end of March. And then we start going up, and we go up until the end of May, and we get a top that looks like this, and I don't know what will happen after that. Some altcoins, like I said, will get another cycle high, some will not, and like I said, VeChain did not get another one in the previous cycle. So it is possible that we just do something like this, and then we go down and we try getting above the high right here in some kind of B wave of an ABC, but we never really get above the high right here at the end of the year like we did over here, and we just go into the bear market after that. And I mean, that's still going to be fine, but we kind of need 5 waves up in this cycle, because if you look at the long-term chart, we have a 1-2 setup on the weekly chart or the monthly chart, however you want to look at it, and right now we should start a third wave. Now, of course, this third wave will most likely take a decade or so, and we cannot even confirm that it will happen. What we need right now to confirm that we know we will have a third wave at some point, well, we need 5 waves up, and these 5 waves that we will complete in this cycle will only complete a first wave of that third wave move, which means that in the next bear market, which will most likely start at the beginning of next year, we will go down into an ABC structure to form a second wave move, and then the next bull market could be very, very good, because that's going to be a third wave of this third wave right here. But like I said, I cannot confirm that something like that will happen, and this is just a long-term projection. And I mean, as you can see, this right here says about $55. I don't think we'll get like $55 anytime soon. Of course not. I'm not expecting VeChain to do something like this in like 2 months. Of course not. We are looking at the long-term chart right here, and in the long term, could it survive? Well, only if we actually get 5 waves up, and only if we actually break above this previous high right here. If we do not manage to break above the previous all-time high, which is at like 28 cents right now, then things are not going to be good, because in the bear market we will most likely get a low that is below this low right here, and that's not going to be great for the altcoins. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of months. I'm expecting VeChain and the other altcoins to do just fine, and right now it's the best time to just go outside and have a beer or something like that, and just have fun, forget about the charts, because there's nothing happening. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Well, they used to be daily, right now I don't have anything to say. And anyways, like, subscribe, I will see you in the next one.